All right, so here's the Lower Science Center. Some really cool stuff down here. We have some robotics, some different things in here we can experiment with. So not everything is strictly focused on simple machines, but much of this can fit if you think about what's actually taking place. Definitely provides an opportunity to talk about simple machines. This is one of our favorites. Love this particular wall. Many of the kids like this too. And we also like this one. This is, just to mention this real quick, this is one of the main opportunities for children to get in trouble because they have a tendency to want to run. So, fun, yes. Running, no. And we have the little Lego race car track here. Ping pong balls. The Lego table, which is absolutely one of the favorites for sure. And over here we have the virtual reality area. Depending if there's a class in there, we won't be using that space, but we will have an opportunity. It won't be one of the centers that we rotate through. So we have the Upper Science Center, the Lower Science Center, and then we have the Hall of Mammals, which we're going to next. Fantastic area. What we're going to just be noticing in here basically are the diversity that exists within the animal kingdom, specific to mammals. But also you see tools for the job, how that kind of connects with animals, and the fact that animals actually use simple machines that they're born with, whether it's a wedge or lever. So anyway, oh, look at this. We have some different areas of the world that are represented, which is really cool as well. And we'll just basically, when we go into each of these centers, we'll be making observations and noting things of interest and fun. There's some nice wedges, right? Okay, so anyway, there's the Hall of Mammals. Next place we go is one of my absolute favorites. It's called Black Earth. Big River. It's right off the Lower Science as well. As the Hall of Mammals is on one side, and then Black Earth, Big River is on the other side. One of my all-time favorites. Again, there's no running, just a gentle reminder. Floodplain wetlands, something that we're very familiar with around here with the river. But there's some information areas that we can use to discover different things. And this is an opportunity to use these tools to learn, not just to grab them and see what they do and run away, but rather to just take a minute to actually learn something unique and fun to this experience. Different marine type life. And of course, most of you know that we live right beside one of the most famous rivers in the universe. Some snakes here for you. Ooh, yikes. That's always fun. And there's a buffalo. Just some unique, interesting things and learning opportunities that we can learn about. And much of this habitat that we're experiencing in this particular exhibit is familiar to our area, specific to the woodlands and river and marsh and swamp type habitats that we have here. Beautiful, songbird, but very mean. These red-winged blackbirds, they will dive bomb you. So be careful. This is an opportunity to hear some different things. It's kind of cool. You just kind of pick up the phone here and listen, push the button, listen, make notes. You will have a little forum with you on the first day when we go through these centers. Your volunteers, chaperones will help you. Catfish, fun to look at and good to eat. At home, very much at home in the Mississippi River, for sure. Oh, here's the little river otters, my wife's favorite. But yeah, very cute and within a mile or two of us. If you want to go see them in real life, they're both in the river systems as well as some of the lake systems that the rivers feed into or from. But yeah, you'll have a little form that you'll be filling out. This is a great staging opportunity and picture opportunity. So some of your chaperones may ask you to pose for a picture. But again, this is one of those times where the opportunity to play comes in, which is awesome, and I'm all for it. But it is not, again, an unsafe opportunity for running or jumping, that kind of thing. So just make sure you're being safe and following directions and not being too loud and obnoxious, okay? Again, some simple machines here. Simple machines are really everywhere. So as you're going through, making notes, observations, those type of things, always just kind of keep in mind that simple machines in the back of your mind, looking for opportunities to point out simple machines that may not be obvious to everybody. Also very important, in case there is an actual fire, we do have a fire extinguisher, which is nice. So I love this quote. It's also a little sad coming from Chief Seattle because of the experiences he had. But the earth does not belong to the people. People belong to the earth. All things are connected like the blood which unites one family. We did not weave this web of life. We are merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. So just be mindful of the earth and the way in which we treat it. Also, the ocean experience is an exhibit that you'll be in. Some things you can observe. Again, opportunities to climb, which is a no. We don't climb on top of these. We sit in here and make some observations, yes, but climbing, no. All right, and now we're gonna go down to one of my, well, honestly, a lot of these exhibits are my favorites, but the Black Earth Big River is definitely my favorite. This is probably my second, or tied for second favorite, the Egyptian area, which is not this, but it's down the hall a little bit. Wow, this looks amazing. This is new. Oh, absolutely fantastic opportunity. We will be adding this to our list. Did not know this was here. This will be amazing area to just kind of look through. And really, this is not meant to be a ton of writing. What this is meant to be is an experience of new things and making connections. So the little papers that you have to fill out, really just want you to focus on observing new and interesting things and making some connections that maybe you haven't made before. So now we're going to go back to excuse me, the Egyptian area. And don't forget to observe, along the way, there's a ton of interesting things. And probably literally some of the stuff weighs a ton, but it just means It's a hyperbole to make a point, which hopefully you know that. Anyway, here's the Unearthing Ancient Egypt. And again, this isn't just for you to run through and be weirded out by seeing dead people, but rather to discover a culture that you may not know much about. Again, making some observations, looking at their language and symbols. It's pretty cool. But again, just making observations and trying to connect to things that you may not have experienced before, to things that you have experienced. How does this connect to your life? How does this connect to Simple Machines? How does it connect to life, period? What are similar between life in America and life in ancient Egypt? One thing for sure is everyone's human, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so you'll get to experience all this different stuff, which is pretty exciting. And if you take the time to just slow down and actually think about what you're seeing, read some of the information, notice some detail, this experience will be one of the best experiences of your life. If you just run through it and consider it just playtime the whole week, you won't get much out of it. That at least not anything that's going to last. But if you take the time to really think and reflect, definitely this can be an experience that you'll never forget.